Once upon a time, in a quiet and serene village, there was a novice farmer who sought inspiration to transform his modest farm into a thriving success. Immersed in the digital age, he discovered a treasure trove of motivational videos. These videos preach the virtues of hard work, the hustle culture, and the mantra of work hard, play hard. He spent days engrossed in these teachings, absorbing every piece of advice with great enthusiasm. With a heart full of determination and a mind buzzing with ideas, he finally decided it was time to put his newfound knowledge into practice. Brimming with excitement, he stepped onto his farm, ready to apply what he had learned. He began with a simple yet misguided action. He pulled on one of his crops, thinking that it might spur faster growth. To his dismay, the crop withered under his forceful hand. Undeterred by this initial failure, the farmer recalled another piece of advice. Plants need water to grow, so he doubled the amount of water he gave his crops, believing that more would be better. However, this too backfired, as his overzealous watering drowned the plants, causing more harm than good. These experiences were disheartening, but they also led the farmer to a profound realization. No matter how much effort he poured into his work, acting against the natural order was counterproductive. He began to understand that despite all of humanity's technological advancements and the relentless drive for progress, we remain deeply dependent on nature. Human effort, while important, has its limitations and must work in harmony with the natural world. Reflecting on this, he remembered a teaching from Lao Tzu, the reputed author of the Tao Te Ching. Lao Tzu asserted that the world governs itself and does not require our intervention. When you arrive at non-action, nothing will be left undone, Lao Tzu wrote. This concept, known as Wu-wei, suggests that the best way to engage with the world is often through non-action or effortless action. Exploring the idea of Wu-wei further, the farmer discovered that it is not about passivity or doing nothing. Instead, it is about aligning one's actions with the natural flow of the universe, acting when the time is right and refraining from forceful interference. He learned that using force, as Lao Tzu noted, always leads to unforeseen troubles. This force does not necessarily mean physical exertion, but rather forcing the flow of nature, which can disrupt the delicate balance that exists. Nature, the farmer realized, has its own course. It is a powerful force, continually creating and recreating everything within it, often referred to by Taoists as the 10,000 things. In our modern society, however, there is a strong emphasis on human effort and the importance of being busy. We celebrate hard work without always considering its effectiveness, often pushing ourselves to exhaustion for the sake of being productive. This endless struggle resembles the myth of Sisyphus, who was condemned to push a boulder uphill only for it to roll back down each time he neared the top. The farmer began to see that making an effort is crucial, but it must be an intelligent effort. There are times when hard work is necessary and appropriate, but there are also times when it is better to be still and patient. Just as in a game, one must play according to the rhythm and wait for the right moment to act. Forcing things can lead to ruin, while allowing situations to unfold naturally often yields better results. He thought about his crops again. If he had simply planted the seeds and allowed nature to take its course, the plants would have grown healthily. His role as a farmer was to sow the seeds, tend to them gently, and then reap the harvest when the time was right. By trying to rush the process, he only caused damage. Lao Tzu's wisdom that the Tao never acts with force, yet there is nothing that it cannot do, began to make perfect sense. This understanding changed the farmer's approach to life and work. He began to appreciate that the world cannot be controlled. It governs itself. Trying to control it is a futile endeavor that only leads to frustration and wasted energy. Instead, he chose to navigate life like water flowing through a rocky surface towards the ocean, adapting and moving with the natural currents. The teachings of Lao Tzu also suggested that everyone has their own path. Some are meant to lead, while others follow. Some face challenges, while others have an easier journey. Accepting these differences and avoiding extremes allows us to live more harmoniously. The master, according to Lao Tzu, accepts things as they are and avoids extravagance and excess out of compassion. As the farmer delved deeper into the philosophy of Wu-wei, he discovered that it is often translated as effortless action. This does not mean inactivity, but rather being active in a way that flows naturally and without unnecessary struggle. It involves acting in the moment, responding to situations as they arise without overthinking or forcing outcomes. For instance, consider going on a date. People often over-prepare, trying to predict and control every aspect of the interaction. This can lead to nervousness and inauthentic behavior. In contrast, approaching the date without overthinking allows for a more natural and genuine interaction. This aligns with Zhuangzi's teaching about how different prospects can influence our actions and emotional states. If we let go of the need to achieve a specific result, we can enjoy the experience and be more present. The farmer began to see how Wu-wei could transform his life beyond farming. It encouraged him to let go of rigid plans and expectations, allowing him to respond to life's challenges with greater ease and flexibility. This approach did not mean abandoning effort, but rather applying effort wisely and in harmony with the natural order. The concept of the uncarved block also resonated with him. This idea suggests that we are most effective when we are unencumbered by preconceived notions and intellectual baggage. The ego, with its many prejudices and assumptions, often distorts our perception of reality. By returning to a more unprocessed state, like an uncarved block, we can see the world more clearly and respond to it more effectively. Dr. Wei Lianchong, a philosopher and sinologist, described Wu-wei as a practice that involves observing the world with clarity and responding flawlessly from an egoless center. This means letting go of our ego-driven ideas and being open to the natural flow of events. It requires courage to relinquish our learned frameworks and assumptions, but doing so allows us to act in accordance with the true nature of the situation. Lao Tzu urged us to renounce knowledge and embrace simplicity, as knowledge often complicates and obscures our understanding. He questioned the differences between yes and no, good and evil, suggesting that these distinctions are often artificial and lead us away from the truth. By letting go of these constructs, we can align ourselves more closely with the natural order. Zhuangzi's story about Confucius and his pupil Yan Hui further illustrates this point. Yan Hui wanted to use his knowledge to fix the problems of the kingdom of Wei. However, Confucius advised against this, suggesting that Yan Hui's plans were too ego-driven. Instead, Confucius recommended the fasting of the heart, a form of meditation that allows one to let go of preconceptions and be receptive to the situation as it is. This approach, known as Wu-wei, involves acting from a place of openness and responsiveness, free from the distortions of the ego. It is about being present and allowing the natural flow of events to guide our actions. Chong described this as acting from a crystal-clear openness in harmony with the cosmos. The farmer realized that Wu-wei was not just a philosophical concept, but a practical guide for living. By aligning his actions with the natural order, letting go of his ego, and being present in the moment, he could achieve better outcomes with less effort. This approach transformed his farming practices and his overall outlook on life. In conclusion, the novice farmer's journey from misguided efforts to a deeper understanding of Wu-wei illustrates the profound wisdom of aligning with the natural flow of life. By embracing the principles of effortless action, the uncarved block, and the fasting of the heart, he learned to navigate the complexities of the world with grace and effectiveness. This ancient philosophy offers timeless insights that can enhance our relationship with the world and lead to more harmonious and fulfilling lives. Thank you for watching.